Ready when you are, Vegeta.
How's it, everybody? Kelton here. We are back for another Dokkan battle video. In today's video, I've decided we're gonna test out the 4 major GDC LRs up against the new Red Zone Broly, starting with the STR Blue Goku. Now, the reason we're doing this is clearly the new hard, long event, and I just want to kind of see where these units stack up. And we're starting with Blue Goku because he's, out of the 4, he's definitely the one that is more geared towards long event, especially with the way his team is structured. So I figure we test this out here. Now, I will say that having already kind of really pushed for the mission using 2 different teams, right? The Target Goku mission, which they released, and obviously Frieza's team handles it very well because a lot of his members are geared towards long events, and he can kind of work in both. Omega's team actually kind of struggled, but that could be mostly due to the Target Goku setup. But we'll see. So here we go. We're taking a super here on turn 1, but to be fair, I don't think his super turn 1 is all that crazy. Plus the you know, right, we have the extra guard and damage reduction with the 4s on turn 1. So I mean, yeah. Pretty good here. Well, like I said, starting with the Blues team, because their Fused Fighters team is definitely the one that is geared the most towards long events, so it's probably the best place to start. I don't want to dismiss this fight right away. I know that a lot of people are already working on doing that, because I couldn't tell you why, but a lot of people are already dismissing this fight as being too easy, right? Simply by nature of being stacked and Vegeta existing, people are labeling these fights too easy. I don't think that it is.
You think this is the end? Think about the next fight, or think about your pride. Saiyan blood flows in your veins. If you're my son, as you claim, then I won't tolerate you losing to anyone. I will get stronger than the enemy. And stronger than you!
Alright, so with that... yeah, okay, so this will be my Vegeta and Trunks rotation. So I'm gonna have Vegeta and Trunks and then the Blues on 1 rotation, and then I'll have, there we go, okay, Super turn 1, what is this, 1.7 mil. Ooh. Okay, yeah, I mean, to be fair, right, Vegeta and Trunks do take a little bit, turn 1, but after this, we should be fine. But, I mean, he also really didn't attack us a whole lot, either. It was just those 2 attacks. Well, hopefully that's not too much of an issue. But, like I said, this will be my Vegeta and Trunks rotation, plus the Blues, and then the other rotation will be the Super Saiyan 4 rotation, so, yeah, that'll be cool. Now, like I was saying, I think a lot of people are going to be too quick to write off this fight, which I don't think is appropriate. I think it is difficult, especially if you can't one-turn the Broly's first turn, which obviously any team with Vegito can do, right? It's not a problem at all. However, there are several teams where that's not possible, Omega's team being one of them. And then that's where you start to run into issues. And so I don't want to be too quick to write off this fight, because I think there are a lot of teams that will struggle with the fight here, right? Especially in any of them where, you know, you have to go turn 2 or beyond in the final phase. Even Frieza's team, right? If you don't have your Frieza duped out, and it's the lower duped Frieza and not the front Frieza, without any support that has to do the target on turn 1, then you're going to run into problems on turn 2. because I can tell you right now, like, my 69% Frieza linked with AGL Frieza and support from STR Broly could not kill Broly in turn 1, which left my turn 2 extremely exposed. Alright, but so far so good. I mean, we're getting decent build up. Alright, these two phases, I mean, they don't hit terribly hard. They do hit significantly harder than the Red Zone Jirens. I will say that, right? So in terms of power creep, this is harder than the Red Zone Jiren fights, and it's harder than the Shadow Dragon Saga fight, which, again, I also felt that people were too quick to shut down. Alrighty, so we're letting our fours get stacked up, and, you know, kind of like, actually, you know, it's got a little bit of everything in it. Now, I do appreciate that the locking phase... Well, actually, the locking phase is turn 2. Yeah, okay, so this is... the structure is almost very similar to... The structure is very similar to... Red Zone, the Supreme Magnificent Battle Goku and Frieza, actually, now that I think about it, right? You have that sort of easy-ish Phase 1, and then you have your Phase 2, which locks, which can really mess up your rotations for the next phase.
Yet here we are.
Oh, relax. I'm sure we'll find a way. We always do.
Sure, except for all the times we've died.
Vegeta!
Mind your own business, Kakarot.
Yeah, I get it. I've never faced someone this strong before. I'm getting excited.
Alrighty, so, I will never get over that. I'll never get over that transition from the Blues tag animation to AGL Vegeta's. It's just so funny. Okay, yeah, so Vegeta and Trunks got lock slot 2. That's actually terrible, because there's no attacks in slot 2. That could pose a problem later on, but we'll come back to that. Because, yeah, we need them to get built up, not just by stacking, but also getting hits, and Broly just made that impossible. Yeah, this could prove to be a problem here, actually. But regardless, I do think we should be okay-ish here. As long as we can take some normals in the next phase before we get hit with an AoE super, I think we'll be fine. Alright, so we got our blue Goku here. Let's see. And there goes the super. Goku dodges it. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's fine. Vegeta and Trunks aren't really the showcase here. It is more so the blue Goku. So, you know, seeing he does what he does. I mean, this is the thing with blue Goku, and this is kind of why he's always just kind of there. He's a jack of all trades, master of none. That's the way I see this guy. Like, he's good. He's got a little bit of everything going on, but I mean, they're not doing a whole lot compared to like a lot of the other units that released around them, or even since then, right? They're just kind of there. They dodge in slot 1, and then they do decent damage on the turn that you're ready to pop that active skill, especially if you do the Vegeta active skill. But throughout the turns, you know, especially as Goku, you're not really doing that much damage. Alright, okay, so let's see here. Okay, well, alright. So, I'm thinking... Alright, hopefully this drops well enough, yeah, okay. So, I figure we put Gogeta in front, because he should still be able to tank the super, when it hits, because what's the super here? 3.7. He should be able to live the super. Yeah, I mean, it's probably not going to be double digits. Yeah, okay, nice. Perfect. All right, and then now we hit back, and yeah. So I mean, just because the fours don't have their damage reduction anymore, or their guard, which means that could have killed us on this turn. So yeah, good play, good play, good play. So we'll let the fours stack up here a little bit. There we go. Perfect. And blue Goku gets the dodge. Alright, so not bad first turn. This turn is usually the turn that can mess things up. Due to his just that super can really get you off guard if you're not ready for it. Again, it's a pretty big jump, right? You're going from 2 million to 3.7 million in a turn. That's a pretty big jump. So if you're not ready for it, it can't catch you off guard, right? I mean, you think about like the red zone Jiren fights, like the super damage was a gradual increase. So like every turn really wasn't that dangerous for the Force. You could pretty much keep them slot 1 throughout the whole fight because their build was keeping up with the enemy supers. That's not the case here, right? Like you need, if you're going to bring someone like the Fours, you need someone that can hang slot 1 pretty much throughout the whole fight. And that's also kind of why I like AGL Gogeta, because people like to crap on him a lot, but he actually can. He actually can. And then by the time he can't, the fours are ready to swap in for them, or they're ready to transform, depending on where you're at in the fight. Okay, nice. So decent turn here, and now we can actually get over to this rotation.
Could it be Vegeta? Yes! I knew it with you!
Kakarot!
Alrighty. Okay, so let's pop Vegeta and Trunks. There's quite a few attacks in slot 1 here, so this is not the ideal place that I want to be getting built up, but I mean, what other choice do we have? And he supers. Okay. Not ideal. Oh dear. Okay, well, at least the normals don't do that much. And we get the dodge. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, I probably shouldn't have brought Tiger Vegito on this one. But, I mean, I guess it could be helpful in any instant, you know, in the final instance where we might need to pop his active to protect the rotation. But we'll see. So, Vegeta and Trunks going to get another stack here. And, they should be fully built up now, or at least close enough to it, which means that their turn on the next phase should be fairly safe, even from the supers, now that they're fully built up. 40 million, okay, not bad. Yeah, so, I mean, the thing with the blues is, you know, they can build up fast, yeah, they can definitely build up fast, and that's kind of why I like the Broly fight for them, because you can actually, you know, you can see Goku get to a decent amount, right? When you focus on the special battle fights for them, you don't really see them do a whole lot, except for on that final turn, and it's relative to the HP. The bosses don't have that much HP, so it's easy. So let's go ahead and pop Vegeta and get Gogeta out here.
Goku nor Vegeta. I'm the one who's gonna take you down.
Alrighty, so let's pop the fusion here.
Let's fuse, Kakarot.
You're the last person I expected to suggest fusing. This is going to be special. I can feel it.
Fusion! I'm neither Goku nor Vegeta. I am the one who will destroy you!
Alrighty, so let's see here. Okay, so yeah, so you can see the supers are a little spread out. I was gonna make a comment that this dude likes to super all in slot 1, but
Greatest fusion of all! I'm gonna send you back to hell!
excellent. Okay, decent amount. Now let's pop Gogeta here.
Well then, guess I can't hold back anymore. Dragon Fist!
God, I love that animation. Okay, perfect. Unfortunately, we did not do enough to, unfortunately, to pop Fizz Gogeta's active, but that's okay. Alright, let's do that. Hopefully we get the counter here, although now looking at it, probably not. I think that attack is in slot 1. Which it's gonna get canceled. There we go. Alright, but AGL Gogeta with the 4 key spheres there should tank this for double digits, due to the way his damage reduction works. Yep, perfect. Okay, so I don't imagine there's going to be a turn 3, so that's why I'm shifting the rotations. So we'll let Gogeta attack first, and then Fizz Gogeta, hopefully we'll get that counter post-super, and then AGL Gogeta will wrap it up. And if we're lucky, we'll finish with AGL Gogeta. Alrighty, so yeah, I mean, expecting our Gogeta, it's a decent amount for the amount that he's stacked, but I was not expecting him to do a whole lot. Just simply be given that he was actually just kind of here floating. So 77 mil with the 4s, not bad for what, 3 turns of stacking. That's not too bad. Alright, we get the additional super. Yeah, so it's interesting because 3 turns of stacking, it feels a little shorter than the Jiren fights, but again, my problem with the Jiren fights is it was always a bit too long. I think it was perfect for stacking, but then the problem was Jiren just didn't hit hard enough in relation to how long it took to get to him. Here, I think it's about the same, but obviously we get to, because there's one last phase, we get to Broly a bit quicker, but our units are still stacking relatively decently. And the boss subsequently hits hard enough. Right, because what is this? His super, right, well, this turn his super's not too bad, right? His super is 3.6, but next turn it's 7.4, which is a significant jump beyond the other, the other bosses, right? Like, I think 7 mil, I think it's Trunks's in the boss rush, right? So, and then Omega is slightly less, I think. But here we go. All right, well, let's, yeah, okay, so let's pop the active skill here. So we're fortunate that we have 3 active skills ready here. If we did not, we would have been in trouble, but Oh, it's tough. I always still have a tough time deciding which one I want to do, Vegeta or Goku. I mean, Goku would be ideal to use here, but since it is turn 2, since it is turn 2, and our other Vegeta, well, I don't know. I think we're going to kill no matter which one we use. Yeah, let's do this. I prefer the father-son Galagon anyways.
I'll defeat you for my son and for the future! Father! Take this, Galagon! Come on, Trunks! Give it all you got! Sure thing! This is the power of mortals!
Alrighty, and there goes the KO. I love it. I do love that active skill. It's growing on me. I still don't think it's better than Vegeta and Trunks' the N1, but I'm warming up to it. It is pretty decent here. So, all right. So there you have it, folks. There is STR Blue Goku and Vegeta from the Global Dokkan campaign up against the new Red Zone Broly. Like I was saying, I feel like people are going to be too quick to write off this event, and I don't think that they should. I think there's a lot of value in this as a long fight. It's a little bit longer than the boss rush, right? Well, it's about the same as the boss rush. Anyway, it's a lot. The bosses on each phase hit a lot harder. And the result of that is that, you know, your stacking is actually not really keeping up with the bosses. I mean, it's not too bad on the first 2 phases, but, you know, if you go through the first 2 phases too quickly, you end up running into problems with the AoE phase, which can be a problem, right? I do think there's a lot of value here. I really do, and I don't want to be quick to dismiss it, but that's why I'm going to run the GDC LRs through here. So we've got Blue Goku. They handle it very well, but that's to be expected. They are they are definitely the more long event geared character of the GDC. Omega, GT heroes, and super bosses may not share the same fate as Blue Goku here. They might struggle a little bit more. Gogeta might have a little easier time, I think, just because you have access to the Force and AGL Goku, but we shall see. Regardless, I'm not writing off this event. I think it's decent, and I will definitely be doing more showcases here. So, guys, that's it for the video. If you like the video, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and in the comments down below, let us know what other characters would you like to see up in this event. What other units from this year? Let us know in the comments down below. Otherwise, guys, as always, thanks for watching, and aloha.